Howdy there, two dudes with some balls universe. Right now I'm recording little stuffy sick nose. No, stuffy nose, a little sick. Got Booth with me. This is a quick podcast, but it's a little sad today. Booth, let's give a little hi to the fans.
Hey everyone.
We're a little sad today, obviously. Yeah, game 162. If you guys know, big Mariners fans, we got to swallow our pride today and get this podcast done. It was a hurtful day for Mariners baseball. And if you're a Blue Jays fan out there too, we're sorry for you as well. A potential what could have been a four-way tie got ruined by two of the worst teams in baseball that a lot of people hate, the Yankees and Red Sox. Aaron Judge took care of business, walking it off for the Yankees to clinch their postseason berth. Tough series or tough ending to a great series there. Thought the Rays were going to sweep them, but the Yankees got it done. The Red Sox had an incredible turn of events in today's games. After trailing 5-1, they ended up winning 7-5, which concluded with a Rafael Devers 2-run bomb to break the tie in the top of the ninth. He had 3 RBIs in that game. Actually, I think he had 4 RBIs. He had 2 home runs. Insane game for him to push the Red Sox into postseason, and they're going to host that AL wildcard game on Tuesday. Despite how sad we feel, Booth, we're going to have to break down this postseason and just kind of give our quick predictions to the viewers out there because we promised them we would. But how do you want to start off? You want to talk about the AL wildcard a little bit?
Yeah, it's kind of tough for me to talk right now. I'm pretty brokenhearted.
We're all here for you.
Lost for the Mariners, But yeah, let's jump into Tuesday's game. The New York Yankees heading to Fenway Park to play the Red Sox.
Okay, yeah. Quick, as it is, sad. I think it's going to be one of the best things for baseball in terms of this is the greatest rivalry in baseball, actually one of the greatest rivalries in sports in general. The projected pitching matchup is Garrett Cole versus Nathan Eovaldi, which Nathan Eovaldi 3 years ago versus Garrett Cole, this matchup would have been really cool. But I think despite how poorly Garrett Cole has pitched lately, he's still one of the best pitchers in the American League. And for a prediction-based status, I'm going Yankees over Red Sox on the road.
I'm going Yankees too. I think the home runs are going to be the difference in this matchup.
That's a huge difference when you look at the Yankees. Despite how up and down they can be at times, they are the offense out of all these teams in the postseason. This is the greatest offense with any player has the ability to go yard at any moment. So one that helps them make a run in the postseason, but I think they're going to have the hardest road to go because they're going to have to play Tampa Bay Rays, who are my favorite still throughout the season to win the whole World Series. But if you want to continue on the AL side, let's take a look at the Astros White Sox. That might be the most interesting series in the divisional round. Who do you got?
It's kind of tough right now. I feel like I got to go Astros just due to experience. They've been there year after year, kind of same team, while the White Sox team is a bit of a surprise having them come out so good and look so good this season. I don't think many people had them winning the division outright this year. So I got to go Astros in 5.
Astros in 5. Yeah, I think it'll be a very good series. You're right. I think the White Sox, they were slightly could be favorites. Also, the Twins were supposed to be really high projected in the AL Central, and that division was supposed to be a little more competitive than it was. And really, it wasn't that competitive a division. And when you play those teams over and over again, to not even have a better record than the Astros is a little alarming. I think that offense is very good and quiet under the radar. I think they got deep depth in the bullpen that's going to allow them to contain the Astros a little bit. But it's hard to bet against the Astros when it comes to postseason experience. And with guys like Altuve, Correa, Bregman, I think their pitching is going to get rolling again as they start to get into the postseason. Just great experience to allow. I think you're going to see Rays versus the Astros in the AL Championship Series again this year. Let's flip it over before we talk about World Series matchups. Let's go to the NL wildcard game, which is going to be set up with Adam Wainwright, the veteran for the Cardinals, who's had a tremendous year and the hottest team right now, without question, the Cardinals playing the Dodgers, who just won their 103rd game today. What do you have to say? Or 106. Sorry, I don't know why I said 103rd.
I feel like I go Dodgers all day. They are just on paper a way better team. They've won significantly more games, and they're coming out 9-1 in their last 10. So I think they're red hot heading into the postseason, and they're gonna just steamroll the Cardinals. What about you?
Steamroll the Cardinals. Max Muncy got hurt today, the first baseman, on a collision play, on the bang bang play at the bag, and he's their leading home run hitter with 36 home runs. But they have a packed lineup all the way across. And Max Scherzer, who pitched really well when he was on the Nationals in that World Series run a couple of years ago, is on the mound. But Wainwright and Yachty, with the experience of battery, Wainwright's looking like a little bit old version of himself. and just how good that Cardinals offense has been in the clutch moments lately, it's tough to bet against the Cardinals, but you don't want to bet against a 106 win team in the NL West who had to compete against a team that won 106 games as well. I got to go with the Cardinals, man. It's weird. I'm going to do it. I'm going to think it's going to be a close, tough battle, pitching matchup battle, and I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Are you feeling a little biased right now? Or is that
It's
that's true?
it's a gut feeling more than a bias feeling. I'm trying not, I haven't even bought into St. Louis baseball because I was so devoted to the Cardinals or shoot to the Mariners. Caught me in a slip up
I'm
there.
gonna throw it out there that you have NLDS tickets if the Cardinals do make it. So I feel like this might be kind of speed into existence
I
here. But
did buy three $20 tickets to the Cardinals NLDS game if they do make it. However, I did say in a podcast, I'm bringing this up again, that the Cardinals were going to make the wild card spot and they were going to get hot at the right time, which they exactly did. Do I have them beating the Giants in the next round? Shocker, I do actually, which is crazy. I have them going to the National League Championship Series. It's, it's the 10-year anniversary of the Cardinals winning the World Series in 2011, which, by the way, they were a wild card team which snuck in on the last day of the regular season and they ended up winning the World Series. It's a weird conspiracy idea, but yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to go to the World Series. I don't think they're going to win the World Series. I think they're going to beat the Giants. They played well against the Giants this year in the regular season. Did great against them at home. They took 2 out of 3 in their most latest series against them. Beat the Giants in a 5-game series. And then whoever they play, I'm going to say they play the Braves actually. I think they're going to beat them. I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series and they will match up with the Rays, who are going to beat the Astros in a 6 or 7 game series as well in the World Series. And then the Rays will probably win it in 5 or 6. And I just went through my whole predictions. I didn't even let you go through yours. What do you
I
have?
think that I was just trying to follow along with yours. I was gonna say, as you're talking about this wild card stuff, the last time the MLB had this playoff format, a wild card team did win the World Series. I don't think it's that
It wasn't.
necessarily prediction. What?
Yeah. Are you saying as the wild card game?
Yeah, you know how it was a different format last year. Now it's like the two wild card games.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was different because of the COVID thing. So 16 teams got in, which I kind of wish was still a thing because then the Mariners would have got in, like we mentioned earlier. Which that's a really good question for you. Would you prefer how it was last year where 16 teams get in, or do you like this more traditional? Because the first round was all like best 2 of 3. Do you like this? Do you like that it's less teams in the playoffs?
I like it how it is right now. I think it brought more attention to games 160, 161, and 162 of the regular season. And I feel like that kind of hype was enough to kind of draw everyone's interest in for the playoffs. I don't think they necessarily need 16 teams to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think if you have that large of a team or large of a pool, 8 teams per AL, NL, that 8 seed kind of that's the games you're going to get hyped around, the 8, 7 seed, and it's going to be like teams like who weren't really that good. Like I don't know, but anyways, off topic. I like your thought on that. What do you have? Because you have the Dodgers beating the Giants or Dodgers beating the Cardinals. Do you have them beating their divisional rivals in the divisional series?
I feel like this is a tough matchup here. It's we've been kind of watching it all year with the Giants and the Dodgers as they play each other, and I just think no, I would before the year started, I would have said Dodgers beat the Giants,
Of course.
but now I'm just gonna go with the safe pick. I'm gonna say Giants in 5.
Yeah. The Dodgers, if that is the case, which it likely will be, but I'm going with the Cardinals, like I said, the Dodgers lineup has that more spark plug effect of just like kind of in similar terms to the Yankees that any player can have that big hit at any moment. But the Giants just play such good team baseball. Their bullpen depth has been very good. Their starting pitching has come on at the like when it needs to be. It's been consistent all year. I don't want to say it's come on, but it's tough somehow that the Dodgers just can't. They haven't matched up too well against the Giants this year. Especially in that last series, it looked clear that the Giants were a better team when they played head to head in the beginning of September. On the bottom
Bringing
half,
back Scherzer in the wild card game too make it kind of tough as well.
I agree. I think that's going to be tough. Clayton Kershaw actually has an elbow injury too that they haven't really diagnosed yet, but got to keep an eye on that one. The bottom half of the bracket kind of features maybe I would say the most boring matchup of the first round. The Brewers, who have been struggling a little bit lately, and the Braves, who have probably the worst team to be honest in this playoff bracket this year. just due to injuries. They could have easily been the best team if guys like Acuna would have stayed healthy, of course. But what do you have going on there?
I feel like I gotta go Brewers here. They got in my opinion, the better bullpen, more complete team just because the Braves have the injuries, like you said. I think Acuna being out is a huge difference maker, so I got to go Brewers.
So you're gonna go Giants, Brewers in the NLCS, and then your ALCS is shaping up to be. You didn't say it. You said the Yankees are gonna win, right? In the
I
wild
feel like
card
in the
game.
past I said the Yankees were gonna win against the Rays, so I got to stick with that.
Yeah, you said they were gonna jump them
Uh,
for the division. I remember that.
yeah,
And you think they're
so
gonna
I'm
take
gonna
it
keep
to them?
rolling. This is close enough if they beat them in the ALDS. So I got to go Yankees,
Okay.
Astros, and then I'll have a wild card team go to the I almost said Super Bowl, the World Series as well. I'll have the Yankees win the American League. They're gonna win that pennant, and then we got
Giants,
gotta
Brewers.
go Giants in the National League. I think they're just the most complete team in the National League, and they're gonna be facing the Yanks in the Super Bowl. What series? I don't know why I keep saying Super Bowl.
Gotta cut out the word you just said, but we'll keep it rolling. Anyways, so you're gonna say that Giants. I just want to touch up on that Giants Brewers NLCS, like you said. Is that a good series at all, or is it a potential like sweep series for the Giants?
I think they're all gonna be close games, but if it's not a sweep, maybe the Brewers win one game. But I think they'll be close games, but the Giants will win.
I really like the Brewers pitching staff. Their starting pitching is very good. I mean, Corbin Burns was in the Cy Young race very early. Brandon Woodruff was also in that Cy Young race. They have Hauser, they have Freddie Peralta. Like they have a good starting rotation. I think their offense is spotty at times, and I like the way the Giants can hang in a game. So if that series happens, I think that's the Giants take control of momentum early, win that series. Like that's why I was wondering what you think. I think it could be a 5-game series, 6 at most. The Cardinals, if they play the Brewers, just how well they've played against them lately, I think the Cardinals win that at 5 or 6 as well. It's just weird. But so your matchup in the World Series, just to be clear, you have the wild card team from the AL, I have the wild card team from the NL, but you're saying Yankees, Giants in the World Series. It's like a historic World Series right there.
Yes, sir.
Give me Babe Ruth and Willie Mays for 500 if we're on Jeopardy. Okay,
No.
so I got Cardinals Rays. I think the Rays are the best team in baseball, hands down. I would in that series go Rays winning in 4 or 5. So I think it's their time to finally win the World Series. I just think it's the Rays year. I think the way they've played all year, they've been the most consistent, despite not having as many wins as the Giants and Dodgers. I just think they've been the most consistent team all around. And they played obviously in the toughest division. I mean, the NL West had 2 top heavy teams and the rest was very bottom heavy. Whereas the Rays had 4 teams who were in it till game 162 and 3 teams are in the wild card. Really shows for something the fact that they can win 100 plus or 100 wins in a season. And I think they're going to roll through the AL. I think the AL is a lot better than the NL on their side. That's why I think I have the Cardinals being a wild card team that could potentially make it to the World Series. But I think once those 2 teams pair up in the World Series, it's a 4 or 5 game series and the Rays easily take care of business and get their World Series and avenge last year's loss to the Dodgers.
4 or 5 game series?
I really do. I don't think it's going to be a very good World Series. I think the AL, if that happens, which I really do have the Cardinals playing upset against these 2 teams. For some reason, they didn't play too well against the Dodgers in Los Angeles. So I think that's the scary part of the wild card game. But especially when you're facing Scherzer, how well this offense has played in the last month. That's why I have the Cardinals winning it. And they fared so well against the Giants this year that they have the best potential to play spoiler against them. And that's what I think is going to happen. I really do, biased or not, which I don't think I'm being biased because I'm Mariners all the way this year, and yeah, still heartbroken. But yeah, Rays taking 4 or 5, honestly. In your scenario, how does it play out? Yankees, Giants, what happens?
Giants in 7. I was gonna use a pretty similar logic to yours, where like I feel like the Giants and the Dodgers have the 2 best teams. It's kind of been iron sharpens iron there, and I just think that experience playing high level baseball against the Dodgers all season long is gonna what keeps the Giants playing at a high level, and they're gonna have a tough series with the Yankees, but they'll come out and win in 7 games.
7-game series. I like that. Well,
More fun with 7 games, so I got to go with that.
7 games is always fun. I hope there's multiple 7-game series or even 5-game series in the divisional round. It just makes playoff baseball more interesting. This year's playoff baseball if there's any Blue Jays fans listening to this, or Mariners fans, obviously there's gonna be some Mariners fans listening to this, or even like a
Okay.
Padres or Reds fan listening to this, like this postseason is gonna hurt a lot to watch, just knowing how close these teams were to being in it, and just a Phillies fan too. It's just I don't know, man. This one definitely stung, and we're recording this on the night after game 162, and it's I don't know about you. I'm sure you kind of similar way. I've been in shambles kind of all day. Just I saw Kyle Seager crying in that video, and it's just I just
It was
don't
so tough to watch.
yeah, it's just a very you get attached to teams, especially in a long season like 162 games. It's so easy to be attached to every single thing that happens. And um, so if your team's not in the playoffs, we feel you here at Two Dudes with Some Balls. We feel your balls. We feel your pain. So we just want to thank you guys for listening. If this podcast was a little dry, it's postseason baseball, and it's only going to get more exciting. Hopefully, this is just a prediction starter to get you guys informed to what the two dudes think. Thank you all for listening. The Two Dudes with Some Balls. We'll catch you next week. Later.